Hello friends. I really wanted to walk in this fog this morning, but I had somewhere to be. I can't remember when I've seen the farm this beautiful in all the fog. We get fog, but this was really special this morning. I want to thank you all for your emails. I can't get to all of them, but I have been reading more, and many of you have asked when I do a recipe that I would show making it and reminded me that you're not on Instagram and to please put the recipe on here. So I'm moving forward, that's what we'll do. Today I'm going to be making potato leek soup because I'm getting ready for St. David's Day in this video, although it was yesterday. And also I made apricot bars. It's the same recipe as the date bars, so I'll be sharing that also. But first, Dave says winter has to come down, that we have to start thinking spring. And so he was taking all the winter petticoats and all the winter out of this area. I am only going to put a few things. I'm going to make it light in that pegged area. I'm so happy they moved those pegs there. But we are looking for a cupboard with doors to put there. We have one down in the tavern room that would fit perfectly. I'm not sure if I'm going to move it up here because then I'll need a cupboard down there for our supplies for when we have parties. Oh, I feel sad I'm putting this away, but it is winter. I agree with Dave. It's time. No mittens, no heavy clothes. Let's think spring, light clothes, light jackets. This is the reason that we're looking for a cupboard. We have our little candle business, which I mentioned before, and when people come, it's all over the table. And we tried another bedroom before to make it into an office and a candle area, and that just didn't work. We moved it back into a bedroom, and so this space here is where we want to put a cupboard. And that way when our customers come to pick up the candles, we can just open the cupboard doors and I'll have my table in this room again. St. David's Day is a Welsh holiday and we have a David in the house. Also the corgis, Welsh corgis, are celebrated on St. David's Day, and the leek is Wales' national symbol. It's often worn by Welsh rugby fans. I'm curious if you use leeks in cooking. I started a couple years ago and I think they taste just like onions, like a mild onion. So you're going to cut the bottom off and wash them off real good, and then you're just going to dice them up like you would an onion. And this is going to go into 2 cups of a chicken stock. I usually, when I boil chicken, I always have stock in the freezer. If not, I'm sure you could use bouillon cubes or just buy chicken stock already made in the store. I also use a large carrot for my potato soup, and then I also put that into the chicken stock. I love putting parsley in from my garden, and if I make this in the summertime, I use fresh parsley in there, and then I cut up 3 or 4 stalks of celery, and I keep this on medium high and let all the vegetables soften in the chicken stock. I can smell it. I peeled and diced enough potatoes to make 7 to 8 cups of cubed potatoes, a 1/2 inch to 1 inch, and then you add that into the chicken stock. Add 2 cups of 1/2 and 1/2 salt and pepper to taste, and I added a whole can, including the liquid, of corn. David loves corn in his soups. It's that easy. Look how delicious that looks. It was delicious. I wanted to make apricot bars like I made date bars. I bought them at the bulk food store, but I'm sure they have them in the store, in the grocery stores. And I cut the apricots in quarters before I put them in the pan with the water. I'll have the recipe in the description. While those are cooking down, I mix the dry ingredients together. And I also buy all that at the bulk food store, the flour, the oats. I always use whole oats and not instant. The apricots were not cooking down like I wanted them to, so I got my masher out and I did mash them a little bit. I buy a lot of things in bulk. I always have. It's just a habit. My oatmeal, my flour, spices. You separate the dry ingredients into two, and like I said, the recipe will be in the description. You put the dry ingredients down, the apricots, and then you put this on top and you bake them, and I'll show you at the end. But I had to get busy. I always like to get my desserts done first though, and then I started my meat. Dave loves sweet sausages baked in a tomato base, so I made that, and it ended up, friends stopped by. I was so excited because we got to share the food with them, and my neighbor who is going in the hospital soon, what leftovers we had, we took over to them. Do you ever make spiced peaches? When you can them, just add some cloves and cinnamon sticks in there. Delicious. And these are the apricot bars, and I had these little Welsh flag picks that we used for my sister's birthday party one year. They turned out really good. I'm not sure if I like the dates or the apricots better. David said it was half and half. The reason that we celebrate St. David's Day as well, one, my sister introduced us to the holiday because she used to live in Wales, and daffodils are their national symbol of Wales, and they're found in all their gardens and landscapes across the country. They also celebrate little corgis. Welsh corgis come from Wales, and they were bred for herding cattle, and when the cow would kick up his foot, he would miss the corgi because they are low to the ground. And we have had corgis that herd our sheep. They're the best little herders in the world. And of course, St. David, their patron saint, and we have a St. David that lives in our house too. So of course we love celebrating Wales and St. David's Day. My sister thinks we do have a relative. I haven't looked into that. I'm sure she does know. We collect some vintage things from Wales. And now here we are thinking about St. Patrick's Day. We've been out looking for a mantle. We went to a lot of antique shops, Goodwills. You never know where you might find one. And we didn't find that, but we found something else, and I'm working on that video. So our next celebration in the house will be St. Patrick's Day. Dave and I are so excited. The family's all coming, and we just can't wait. We already have that menu planned, but I want to share with you next all my Goodwill Salvation Army trips, where we've been. We're definitely putting a mantle in the kitchen, but you know, I'll probably be picky about it as well as Dave, but we're so excited about it. So we'll show you that in the next video, all the finds that we found. You can find primitives and antiques in those stores. Thanks for being here, and I can't wait to see you real soon.